guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. Last month I received new powders and products from Double Dip, so for today's video I'm going to be showing everything that I received, and then I also had to refilm the unboxing part, so that's why it's not in the original packaging. But the first thing I'm going to show are these really pretty flower stickers. I really like these because they remind me of like watercolor or like abstract art, and I really love the colors of them. So now moving on to the powders, the first color we get is this gorgeous nude in the number 23, and in my opinion it was just the perfect shade. I really loved it on my skin tone. Next we get a really gorgeous pink, and it is in the number 481. Next we get a really pretty purple, and purple is my favorite color, so I really like this one, and this is in the shade 660. Next up we have this gorgeous blue, and then it's in the number G30, and this one have like some really pretty glittery shimmers in it, and I really loved it. You can see all of the glitters on the swatches, and I feel like this one would look really pretty for like Christmas nails, like the ice frosty type snowflake look. Next up we have this gorgeous green in the number 703, and this is just a really bright green. It was really pigmented, and then I also picked these colors in October, so I was going for a Halloween set with these last two colors, but I've already did a green and black set with my Model 1's acrylics, so I wasn't too worried about it. And the last color I'm going to show is this black, and it is called Black Like My Heart. I am just posting guys, like I'm just loving all of the love and support that you guys are showing me. So I've already posted my Shein haul, and you guys seem to love it, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get my AliExpress haul up. So yeah, I'm going to be swatching these colors using my swatch sticks that I got from Shein, and then I'm going to need my step 2, and step 2 is the dip base. So I'm just going to be using those swatches, and I'm just going to swatch them under the inside of the nail just because it's a lot easier. So to swatch them, I'm just going to be applying the dip base and then dipping them into the powders, and then I'm going to show you what they look like. So while I have a few extra seconds while you guys enjoy the swatches, I do want to mention about the upcoming Black Friday sales. So makartt is having a huge Black Friday sale up to 60% off. They sent me over their purple theme polygel kit to use in a video to promote it, but I may not be able to get to it, so that's why I want to mention it early. And I do have a discount code that you guys can use for an additional 15% off. Everything will be linked down below. And then also for Madam Glam, they also are having one this Friday. I do have a special coupon code which is KeyBF50, and the code is only valid this Friday, so I do want to mention it early just so you guys can know ahead of time. And only this Friday, if you aren't a VIP member with Madam Glam, you will still have access to their pudding gels or like their gel paints, and those are really good quality. So yeah, once I finish all of the swatches, this is what they look like. I went ahead and dust all of them off, and they do look a little bit light, but that's okay because you can go in and just build up the opacity to your liking. This is what the underside looked like, and I feel like you will be able to see the more true to color just because this is where I actually put the product. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do another coat of these just to see how they look with two coats. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly. And then also for the second coat, I did go ahead and let them dry, and then I'm gonna top coat them because I feel like you won't be able to see how they actually look with a top coat. So I'm just gonna do that and cure for 30 seconds, and then I also top coated the top as well. So yeah, these are how the colors are looking after the second coat, and as you can see, they are a little bit more opaque. I really do love all of these colors, super pretty, but my favorites are the nude and that really sparkly blue. I do have a discount code if you guys are interested in purchasing powders from Double Dip, and you can use these as a 2-in-1. You can also use them as acrylics if you aren't really a fan of double dipping. Personally, I like to use them as acrylics more just because I'm not really that good at using them as dip powders. But yeah, I really like the quality of both either way. So to apply my nails, I'm going to be using the OMBRE method, and I really love this method. It's really easy, very beginner friendly, And I'm just going to take my full cover nails and start by applying some base coat underneath it. And you'd want to make sure that you don't add too much, but enough to prevent any air bubbles. And then to apply it, I just like to have my little light ready. And then starting at the cuticle area, making sure that there are no air bubbles, lightly add pressure towards the tip of the nail, and once it looks like this, you just want to cure it into place. I went ahead and repeated that over all of the nails, and then I cured them in my bigger lamp for another 30 seconds just to make sure that these are fully cured. And now I'm taking my hand file and I'm just going to go around the cuticle area to give these a little bit more natural flush look, and then also to remove any of that spillage. Once I've repeated that to all of the nails, this is what they should look like. And these nails are already shaped, but they do look a little wide to me on the sides. So I'm just going to file them on both sides of each nail. Just a little bit. I don't want to file them down too much because I do want to keep that square shape. And then I'm also going to file the free edge to make that a little bit straighter, and then also to get rid of that little plastic tab. And I just went ahead and dust everything away. So let's just go ahead and get right to the nail set. I'm going to start by using that nude color, and then I'm going to take step 2, which is the dip base. And this is the glue which allows the powders to stick to the nail. Now at first I was going to use these powders as acrylics, but after watching Casey's nails, y'all, she is so good with using dip powders. She does all of these like amazing things, like doing ombres, French tips, like all of that stuff. And when it comes to dip powders, like since you have to like dip your nails, you will only think you could just do solid nails, but she just goes so above and beyond, and like I'm just so inspired by her videos. She makes it look so easy. So I was just like, I'm gonna try some of that, like I'm gonna try her techniques in this video, but for the nudes I'm just gonna do solid colors. So I just applied that dip base, making sure to get every inch of the nail. And you want to make sure that you get every inch, because where you don't put the dip base, or if it dries, nothing will stick there, and like you will have like little indents in your nails. So once I did do the dip base, I'm just spreading it all over the nail. And I could have dipped my nail. I don't feel like these are super long. I just went ahead and did it this way because I feel like it's evenly distributed and it just works best for me this way. And then once I did that, before this dip powder dries, I am going to take the other end of my cuticle pusher and just remove it away from my skin. Another way I could have done it was to use my little dip powder recycling tray and just pour the powders over that with my nail on top. It would have been a lot quicker so that I didn't have to do so many scoops, but it worked perfectly for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that on my middle and my pinky nail. So this is what the nails look like once I have did my first coat of the nude color. And now that I have allowed my thumb to dry, I'm just gonna remove the excess powder with my little unicorn brush, and I'm gonna go over that with another coat. And I left this one in just so you guys can see the process of me adding more dip base onto a layer of powder, and it's super easy. I'm just gonna repeat that same process. So this is what the second layer of dip powder is looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and do more coats off camera. I repeated that process for about 2 to 3, maybe 4 more times, and this is what all of the layers are looking like. I did get a few indents in them because I accidentally hit them with my cuticle pusher as I was spreading them onto the nail, but that is okay. We will get rid of most of them with the filing. So now moving on to the colors, and this is where the techniques from KC Nails come into play. So I'm just gonna start by doing the regular step, adding the dip base all over the nail. So now for the fun part, I'm going to be taking this little brush here. I got this in one of my other polygel kits. I can't remember which one, but I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to try to attempt to do an ombre. So I'm just going to sprinkle on the colored powder where I want it to be, and I'm starting off with the purple. At first I was having trouble like picking it up because I didn't want to add too much of it, but once I got the hang of it, I just went ahead and got a little more on the brush, and I'm just going to be putting those colors where I want it to be. KC Nails can explain it way better than I can, so if you want to check her out, she have really in-depth tutorials on it, how to do marbles, ombres, and French tip using dip powders. I will leave her recent dip powder set in the cards, and then also I will leave her channel down below if you want to check her out. So this is how the purple part is looking. I'm going to wipe off my brush, flip it to the other side, and go in with the pink color in the remaining spaces. And then once I fill that in, I'm going to let it sit just for a little bit and then tap off the excess powder. I haven't really mastered the technique with dip powders yet. I am still learning, and I will say compared to my previous dip powder sets, I am getting a lot better. Doing this design using this technique, honestly, it was super fun to do. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, this is how that nail is looking so far. Like, I haven't dusted off yet, and the purple part looks like little circles, but once I allowed it to dry, I'm just gonna wipe away the excess powders, and this is what the nail is looking like. You can kind of see a little bit of an ombre. It's really light, so I do have to go in with more coats. So to do that, I'm just going to go in and apply some more of that step 2, which is the dip base, and I'm just going to be repeating that same process. Although for this time adding the powders, I didn't really put them in these same spots as the first time. I really like this second time better. I'm starting off with the pink first, and I'm putting it kind of diagonal in the center of the nail, and then the purple is going to go at the tip and also near the cuticle area. Once I allowed it to dry, I'm just going to wipe away the excess powder once again, and this is what the nail is looking like. It's looking a lot better, but I'm going to go in with one more coat of these colors in these same places. After my last coat of this, I did have an indent in my nail, so I did have to go back in with a little bit more of the purple. That's why it looks a little bit darker. It's just wet base on it. So I'm gonna repeat this on my ring finger. Super easy process, and once I finish, I'm gonna show you what the nails look like. This is only the first coat. I went in with about 2 or 3 more coats on my ring finger, and this is how the nails are looking so far. I really like the ombre. They came out a lot better than I expected. So now we have to go in with the step 3, which is the activator, and you want to go in with a generous amount over all of the nails. The activator allows the dip powder to harden so that you are able to file and buff. If you don't go in with this, your dip powders will be super gummy and like it will just clog your file, and all of your product will just end up falling off. So you want to make sure that you add a generous amount of the activator to your nails. Watching the activator sink into these colored nails were super satisfying. And once I apply this to all of the nails, I'm just gonna allow them to dry for about 2 to 3 minutes, or however long you want them to dry, just as long as they are completely dry. I know some of you may be thinking, since I have an ombre, how am I going to protect it before I file? So I don't have any clear dip powder, so I'm going to go in with this clear acrylic powder. It should work the same, right? Because you can use dip powders as acrylic. So after waiting for the activator to harden the nails, I'm going to take the step 2 dip base, and I'm going to go over the ombre nails once again, and I'm just going to pour over the clear acrylic. After removing all of the excess powder, I'm just going to go back in with the activator, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over the clear acrylic one more time. And then also, after going over the clear acrylic, I'm going to go back over the rest of the nails just to make sure that they are completely hardened. While these were drying, I was on my phone, so they had a lot of time to dry. So now we're going to go in with the filing. I'm not going to use my 8080 grit nail file just because I feel like that grit is a little bit too rough for dip powders. Dip powders are like really fine, so you don't have to do much filing. If you do the application right with no indents, you could just get away with it using a buffer. But I'm going to use this really soft hand file, and I'm going to be reshaping the sides a little bit. After I go over these sides, I'm just going to shape the free edge. And then I'm also going to go over the surface of the nail. It didn't take me long at all to file these nails. Dip powders are like really fine, so they don't need too much work. Something I noticed about these nails is that I didn't really have like a nice smooth apex. So when doing dip powders, you may want to learn a technique or like go over the apex area a little bit more so that that part is a little bit thicker. And then also, I feel like using full cover nail tips are easier than using tips for this method, because you will have to go in with a lot more layers than when using full cover nail tips. But once I went over the surface of the nail, I'm just going to take a mini buffer and I'm going to buff the surface. So I finished filing my pointer finger. I'm going to repeat the filing process off camera for the rest of the nails. And I don't know where these ladybugs are coming from, but look at this little ladybug here. Like, I have so many in my room. But yeah, so this is what the nails look like. And now I'm just going to go ahead and wash my hands so I can go in with the nail art. For the nail art, at first I was going to go in with these flower stickers that I got with my double dip powders, but I didn't like how they look, so I ended up taking them off. I haven't done a separate video yet for these makartt gel liner glitters. I do have a discount code, as I always like to mention. It will be linked down below, 15% off. So I'm gonna use this pink color first, and these are really pretty. Like, it's super pigmented. They look like chrome, kind of metallic, and they are super gorgeous in person, and even more beautiful with a flash on them. So at first I took the pink and on my marble nails I did this like swirly nail design. The little swirly design itself doesn't look bad, it's actually really cute, but I repeated it on the other ombre nail and I didn't like how it looked for this set, so I did end up wiping it off. And I will say these are like really glittery. Like when I wiped them off I had to wash my hands like 2 times just to remove all of the glitter. So next I'm gonna take this really pretty gold called champagne. I forgot what it's called, the video is going by super fast, but I ended up doing some really deep French tips on these nails and it turned out really pretty. This color looks so gorgeous with that nude, it complements it so well. And I'm just gonna do some French tips on my nude nails. So I just went ahead and filled in that nail and it does look a little bit thick, so I'm just going to wipe the sides so it doesn't take away from the shape. And this is what it looks like. This was super easy to achieve, especially since these are like really thick. It doesn't run everywhere, it stays exactly where you put it. So achieving these French tips was very easy to do. And I went ahead and cured my thumb and now I'm just going to repeat that on the other nude nails. After finishing my French tip nails, this is what they are looking like, and I cured them for 30 seconds. So now I'm gonna take these butterfly stickers. I showed these in my Shein haul. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the card. And these stickers are really pretty. I was worried that since they are 2 different shades of gold, they wouldn't look right, but I went ahead and applied 2 of the smaller butterflies near the tip of my nails, and this is how they are looking. In certain light they do look a little bit different shades of gold, but in some light you can't really tell. So now that I have those applied, I'm gonna take some top coat and go over all of the nails. I cured that for 30 seconds and now I'm just gonna nourish my cuticles. I really love this cuticle oil. It's from Model Ones. I really like this one. I hate feeling really oily, and this one, it doesn't leave that oily feel behind at all. And I got this in one of their polygel kits. I can't remember which one. Once I've rubbed in the cuticle oil, this is how the nails turned out. I will say doing this entire video was super fun. This is my favorite dip powder video that I have done, just because the nails turned out so cute. And shout out to Casey's Nails for doing these methods in her video. I really learned a lot from her channel, especially when it comes to dip powder nails. Don't forget to plan ahead for these big Black Friday sales. I will leave all of my discount codes down below if you're interested in purchasing anything. Those gel liners from makartt, it really made these French tip nails look super pretty. Comment down below what you guys thought of this nail set, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.